Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. We're in a transition period, but I think it's going to be one of the most profound ones you've ever experienced. I just ditched a 30-minute video to you. I was halfway through and went, I don't like this. I need to tell them exactly what's going on. And it has to do with what's going on in the Middle East, with our president, the U.S. stance, and things that we don't know. And I'm going to present something to you that might make perfect sense. And you initially, if you have political opinions, might go, oh, I don't think this and that. And I'm thinking, yeah, we don't know. But I'm going to present something to you that might be a little mind-blowing. So buckle up, because the transition from where we've been to where we want to go is going to be a rocky road. I'm going to explain why, and why we need to be patient and not so judgmental about things that we know nothing about. You know the three most powerful words? I don't know. So let's talk about that. Let me present some things to you. I want to hear what you have to say about it. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. We are a planet of fear. Fear is all that drives the negative lower frequencies. I'm not going to have what I want. I'm losing power. I need more. I'm not going to, whatever it is. It's fear-based. So I created Breakthrough Fear. You never get rid of it. So be prepared. You're not going to get rid of the fear, and it may escalate. But ask yourself why. There's a story you're telling yourself that creates the fear. And it's based in a material world. We're going to talk about that today, because there's some powerful stuff going on right now. So I hope you'll subscribe. Those of you who are entrepreneurs, Planet Conscious Businesses, come on over. Where is it? Come on over. That's a free webinar. I've got another mini class coming out. Wow, I've got strategies for earning money that include giving, charities. These are actually strategies billionaires use. And it has to do with creating a new world that is amazing, and then you benefit from it. It can happen, and we're doing it. Also, those of you who want free inspiration and want to learn how to move past that fear, you can go into that too down below. And let's start making purchases in the new world. I have all kinds of non-toxic, non-plastic. You know how much plastic is in your body? Are you drinking from a plastic water bottle? It has to end. This is the transition, and we will not tolerate. Now, some of you have said to me on occasion, you're all peace and love, and what? We have to stand up for things. And guess what just happened? The U.S. did just that. Now, let's put aside our political views. I have some views, not much, I gotta tell you, because I just don't know. I don't know what they know, and I don't know what they're thinking, and I don't really care. I'm busy creating the new world. Now, the no tolerance zone is what will affect the change. It's the transition from the world that doesn't work to the one that is giving, loving, compassionate, and absolutely works together. We still will have challenges. This is what I want you to understand. The challenges don't go away. They are just handled completely different. They're just, experiences on the planet Earth. We have a hurricane. There are things that are going to happen that are beyond our control, because she has her own cycles that she goes through. And so we say, how do we come together as a community? We don't have to oppose one another. So the no tolerance zone, it's what's so powerful that can create the peace, create the community, create the coming together to create something bigger and greater, saying this isn't okay. So here's my opinion on Trump. I believe that they know things, and they're creating strategies on a much higher level than you can imagine, or me. I don't think they're just doing this off the top of their head. hey, let's go in, you know, we got some firepower, let's nuke. No, I think there are AI levels beyond what you and I use on our computers that are helping them map out cause and effect. If we do this, and these are the choices that they make, what are the effects of them? And I believe, think about this, makes perfect sense. I believe that the choice that our president made was the best and highest possible choice to end conflict. It works in our favor. It works in everybody's favor, right? Even economically. You know, so if that's his intentions, I'm all for it. If your intentions are still of the material world and it brings peace to us, yay! Because that's what happens a lot of time. People in charities a lot of time, they don't really care about the charity. They just want to be the big man on campus and they give money. I've seen that before, but the charity benefits, right? All right, so think about this. So taking out nukes is not a bad thing. We're doing things differently. We're not taking out, you know, cities and citizens. Also, we're not there. We're not coming over there to take out the regime. That is not the intentions at all. It's to end the war. However, is that going to be the eventual effect? It's possible. All right? Now, you have two parties who have lived decades in conflict and they don't know anything. I don't think they know what to do in peace. They're so used to living in conflict and hating one another that if you took that away from them, they wouldn't know who they are. Now, I teach Breakthrough Fear. I work with students all the time. They identify with being the broke person or the abused person or, you know, the insecure person, and they have a absolute horrific time trying to let that go unless we go into Breakthrough Fear. Pretty much takes care of that pretty quick. How do we do it? We change the story. If those two parties over there do not change their story, they will go back to doing their destruction because who are they without that? I'm talking about those in charge. Who am I? If what, we're going to be peaceful? What's this? I don't know. I'm great at, you know, inflicting damage. So this is going to be a long haul. This is the big transition to the new world, the new era, the golden era. That some of the lower, let's just say, basement dwellers, that, and when I say that, I mean they are so locked into the material world. But if President Trump's ego is, and he doesn't like to be wrong, he keeps saying he does not want to be known as the president of war. He wants to be known as the president who brought peace. Yes, Johnny doesn't back down. He's going to keep going until someday we go, Donald Trump brought peace to the Middle East? Wow! Hey kids, play nice. And that's exactly what he did. Did you know Putin came in and said he was going to assist in that? And Donald Trump supposedly said, I mean, I heard this in an official broadcast, said, you need to handle your own conflict first before you get involved in solving this one. You know what? We do live on planet Earth. And don't think we're all going to go in with, you know, angel wings and go, stop that. I agree with you guys that say we have to take action. This is the kind of action that I believe is not just me saying, here with my little sign, I don't like this. And I'm not making fun of that because that's powerful. But there has to be action behind it. So now we're learning, if we create another world and you don't get to participate in it, and your world now is very uncomfortable because of it, then you will be inspired to make the change. That is the ultimate formula, and I think that they're using AI to figure out the results. Okay, we did this, and there was this response. Don't you love Iran? Hey, by the way, we're going to be firing off some missiles at this base at this time. Sort of silly, isn't it? This is just silliness. But hey, okay, if they needed to look like, whoo, we're retaliating. If that's what they needed to do, that's fine. We had no casualties. I'm okay with that. I'm okay if we... So they took out a few planes and whatever. All right, that's our money, American money. And if it meant no one was sacrificed for that, then I am all for it. We'll see what happens. I know some of you think that he is the president that's going to bring in something horrific, and I don't think he is. I've told you this from the beginning. I don't think so. I don't think he wants to be known as that president, because he knows that most of the public that opposes him is waiting for that so they can see, I told you so. That has been the actions in the past. What do? We go and we take over, we take out the people we don't like, the citizens suffer from it, and we, don't really improve much of anything, except for the threats and the power for us, right? Now, yes, there is totally a motive going on here. We will benefit. But you and I, as those who are change makers who want the peaceful world, will benefit from that too. That's the transition that's going to happen, that's going to be super uncomfortable. And if you can put your opinions aside, instead of being maybe a little bit closed-minded that you think it has to be a certain way, we can't possibly use any kind of force to create peace. Well, guess what? Gandhi had thousands of Indians laying in the streets in front of the British tanks, and a lot of people got killed until the British realized they're opposing in a peaceful way, right? They're not firing back at us to take us out. They're opposing in a peaceful way. I see this as that. So the minute those rockets got fired off, man, everybody's, oh, here we go. We are not at war. We are not. We are, as humans, been in conflict with one another and in separation for centuries. Let's start with that. Yet we don't look at it that way. And somebody said, oh, we're not the malevolent species. The reptilians are. I said, I've never met a reptilian. By the way, I'm not making fun of you. You're both, your opinion is valid, and I want to hear your opinions. No reptilian makes me act like a jackass. No reptilian makes somebody press a button. They don't do anything. You have to participate with it. Everybody has free will. We have to stop blaming the evil forces and the energy. They suck the energy. And if you are not on that frequency, they have no access to you. If you are in the penthouse, no one can touch you, because you are in the highest frequency of all power that knows that you're not playing that game. And you as a physical being, sure, all kinds of stuff can happen. If you stick to your plan, if you stick to your mindset, if you stick to your frequency, the ultimate result will be always in your favor, because peace and love always wins. Yet there is no separation. So even darkness is part of us, right? So there's no winning and losing ultimately. It's an experience. It's a game. How are you going to play it? I think Donald Trump has done something unprecedented. I think that they know way more than we give them credit for. I think this was so strategically planned. I think that you don't F with Donnie, and I think he's the absolute right person at this moment. Even if you can't stand him, he's the right person at this moment to take care of things in a way no other president would. I don't have a problem with what's going on, because what's been going on before that situation, before we went over there, wasn't working. And if Iran actually did facilitate those weapons, who knows what they would have done? Who knows? Why wait? Let's put a stop to it now. And that includes you. What are you doing in your personal life? that you think is okay, and we're pointing fingers and they're the problem, and the reptilians and all this, and the Federation, they said this, and so what do you say? You hold all power. You are an ultimate perfect human, not human being, you're human facade of something that's so great and so massive, and we're using those powers. You're going to start manifesting things in ways you never imagined possible, because our frequency on this planet is going up. And the more of us that don't get caught up in that and think that it's conflict and that it's more of a strategy in a, let's just say, a 3D world that will push low-level frequencies to make some higher frequency decisions, no matter who's behind it. It raises the frequency of the entire planet. What do we do if we're in peace? Wow. Okay, is it a power play? Doesn't matter to me, as long as we're living in peace and things are, let's just say, more on a community basis. Now you could say, well, we got all kinds of stuff going on here that's not very nice, with people who here are illegal, but let's be honest, they were here illegally. Is it being handled the right way? No, I don't think it is. But the bottom line is, we have to look at the root of everything and say, is there another way to handle this? It is a problem. All right, it is. There are rules and regulations, and they have just been out of control. Let's put it in place so those who earn the, let's just say, the respect of the community, and they fit in a way that's peaceful, can earn a place here in this beautiful country, the United States. I love this country. It's always been great. It doesn't take a person to make that great. It takes a community. Now, I believe you're going to see more, let's just say, AI-driven decisions coming from Washington. And I don't think it's going to be haphazard, and I don't think it's coming from just ego-based. I think it's totally calculated, and I think that they have been talking to way many more leaders. They just didn't do this. I think everybody knows in advance what's going on. Also, Trump's son is super into UFOs, and I think you're going to see some big stuff coming out about that too. It has to be done a certain way. Can you open your mind and realize, in a world that is so rooted in conflict and separation and judgment, which you might be doing right now? Oh, that's wrong. That's basement. It's the basement, right? It's this right-wrong thinking. I don't have the answers. This is just my thought on this. Now, the thing is that there's a transition that you're going to have to buckle up for, because I told you it's not going to go out lightly. We talked about this. It's going to escalate, because we've got, in the Middle East, two players that know nothing but conflict. It's who they are. It's their identity. They are not going to let go of that easily. They have to win their own little game. And so if we can get them to believe that they won, yay, it worked. Let's see how clever the, let's just say, DC can be on this. I'm banking on it. I'm banking on it. And in the meantime, let's support peace. Let us not think that we know everything that's going on behind the scenes. And if somebody tells me they want to be the president of peace, I'm all for that. And the thing that I liked most about what he said, he's not trying to take out the regime. That's usually what we do, right? We go in and control them. We think we can do that. He's not trying to. That will be the decision of the people. So I think his thoughts are that eventually that's what will happen. It won't be us doing it. It'll be the people deciding who they want to be ruled by. And that's how it should be done. And same thing here. If you are tired of being unhealthy, if you are tired of all the garbage out there that's being put into on our planet, in our oceans, everything, then you cannot be the consumer that contributes to it. You cannot be putting poison in your body. You got to stop giving your kids packaged, poisoned food. chemicals. You have to stop it. You cannot serve anything in plastic. All right? You cannot drink from plastic water bottles. We are loaded with toxins, loaded with them. And we are responsible. Nobody's holding you down and forcing you. And it's not a money issue. You would be much healthier buying organic things that don't come in plastic, fewer of them, and eating things that are so beautiful and healthy. If you guys have ever seen the Blue Zone book, we've got countries all over the planet that live to be in their 90s and 100s, and they have one thing in common. Their community is close. They eat healthy organic foods that are not processed, and their diets are their diets are all over the board, and you can use recipes from there. Have fun with this new world. Start to create it in your own life. Focus on that. Let Washington do their job, because I'm going to tell you what. You can't control that. All you can control is your thoughts and your blessings. And if you are in opposition and you are not contributing to the peace and the prayers of a wonderful solution to all of this, that we go into a new era and that the world joins us. You are on here, most likely because that's what you desire. If you don't create it here first, you can't send it out there. And there's nothing you can't achieve, my friend, nothing. So I think that there is something else going on. I think the UFO thing is going to be next year. I think that's going to be a big reveal. And I think that there are other beings that are going to show themselves more. I think they have been. I think our government knows that and realizes that we have to get with the game, get with the program. Because if we aren't part of the program, we'll be the next one that somebody takes out. All right? Same thing goes with you. You give and you receive. Oh no, you receive what you give. Immediately, that thought is creating and you're receiving it. Is it negative? Is it judgment? Is it right, wrong? Do you have to be right? Do you have to sit and argue until you tell somebody that they're wrong? Of course, have an opinion. That's fun. And I encourage that here. But if you think that you are so right that there's no other reality, then you don't know your capabilities, because you're unlimited. And guess what? Unlimited realities exist for you right now. You can choose them. Which one do you choose? I know which one I choose. There's a lot more that's going to be happening this year. I'm going to be introducing a lot of cool stuff. Come on over to Digital Explorers. Again, I'm training. I got a new strategy, the charitable marketing strategy that gives and receives. We're doing some really cool stuff. Do you want to be a part of it? Are you entrepreneurial? Quit making up these old rules of limitations and I can't do this and I don't have the money and blah, blah, blah. I've got students that'll show you that you're wrong. They've stepped past it and things are happening for them that are mind-blowing. Things that are coming to them, all of a sudden, the ones that had the least are now gaining things that they never expected because they're going into the space and the mentality of the giving, expansive space of, I can do this. And it might be uncomfortable getting there, but I'm going in the right direction. And that's your direction, what you choose. You are whole and perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Where is it? Let's see, if I'm looking here, it's to my left. Subscribe. Come on over, entrepreneurs. And also, if you really need to clear this out, I'm going to be launching a new Breakthrough Fear series of courses. If you're a miracle suit... Oh, my phone just spoke. It said, whoo. Okay, I got the chills right now. Come on over and join me. I'm going to be releasing all kinds of master classes, courses, free stuff. Digital Explorers has a mini course coming out. I could get you started. I don't know, but it'll certainly get you on the right road if you want an online business. There's a way to do it. All of my online businesses are successful. All of them. That's unheard of. 90 to 97% fail in the first year. Actually, first few months, most of them. I've been on the internet for 12 years. Who do you want to learn from? I'm happy to be your mentor. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Okay, that phone freaked me out. It's not on. Universe is speaking. Namaste. Hey, at least it said uh-huh and not no. I'll see you in the next video.